Who is the strongest Hokage of all time? Hello everyone. A Hokage is the strongest ninja in the village. However, among all the shinobis who have inherited the name, who exactly is the strongest? We've made the strongest Hokage rankings of all time based on the respective jutsus and feats of the Hokages from the Hidden Leaf. So, let's take a look at them today. If you're a fan of Naruto, you'll probably have a guess that the first place will be either of those two guys. However, after analysis, how is it, really? We have also provided some extras at the end of the rankings, so do stay tuned till the end whilst we are predicting the rankings. 7th place, Hatake Kakashi. Kakashi has been copying his opponent's techniques using his Sharingan so much that he was given the alias Copy Ninja Kakashi. Although it's a mystery how long he has been able to use it, he also has the Mangekyu Sharingan, and in the end stages of the 4th Great Ninja War, he also managed to handle using a Susanoo. He is really a master of visual jutsu. In addition to that, he also played an active role in the Kaguya arc, where they probably wouldn't have won without him. With all that, you'll probably think, what? Isn't he super strong then? And still not convinced why he is at the bottom of the list. But it's more accurate to say he used to be strong, because when Kakashi assumed his post as the 6th Hokage, he had already lost his Sharingan and became unable to use many powerful techniques. He's definitely a genius since he can overwhelm small fry ninja while reading Make Out Paradise. However, he also uses the Sharingan when fighting with strong opponents. In the Akatsuki arc, he was already in a state where he couldn't fight without the Mangekyu Sharingan. Does everyone remember when he had to use the Sharingan in the fight with Zabuza at the beginning of the series? In the state where he can't use the Sharingan, you could say that he has lost half of his fighting power. Moreover, the other Hokages are also geniuses and have left behind big achievements. So when taking that into account, as expected, he would be in 7th place. 6th place, Senjuu Tobirama. Tobirama was the first Hokage's brother and also the 2nd Hokage. While it's true that he has the blood of the Senjuu family in his veins and was also the developer of the space-time ninjutsu, there are relatively few situations where he demonstrated his abilities. As such, we've placed him at the bottom of the list. He uses water-style jutsu as his offensive jutsu, and being able to bring out such a powerful water style in a place without water is one of his unique traits. Speaking of battle scenes, he was controlled by Orochimaru and attacked the village during the Konoha Crush, and then fought as an ally in the 4th Great Ninja War due to the Worldly Resurrection. The Worldly Resurrection jutsu that became the key to the 4th Great Ninja War was a forbidden technique that he developed. The Worldly Resurrection has a simple use, which is to resurrect strong shinobis and get them on your side. However, according to Tobirama's hypothesis, it could also be an even more terrifying technique. 1. Kill the opponent shinobis and worldly resurrect them. 2. Binding the other party's ego and extracting information. 3. Planting explosive tags and returning them to the enemy lines as a human bomb. When you combine this kind of usage with the tandem explosive tags and a jutsu that continually increases the explosions when the paper bombs detonate, you can see why he is named Mr. Despicable. He was the developer of the Flying Thunder God Jutsu and the Shadow Clone Jutsu that Minato and the 4th and the main protagonist Naruto frequently use. So we can unmistakably say, he was a person who contributed greatly to the shinobi world. However, compared to the other Hokages, his accomplishments are less impressive. 5th place, Senjuu Tsunade. In the 5th place is the 5th Hokage Tsunade. Although we feel bad for Tsunade, somehow, you all had some idea that she would be down on the list, right? Tsunade was the granddaughter of the first Hokage Senjuu Hashirama and was one of the legendary Sannin of the Hidden Leaf. Just like Jiraiya to Naruto or Orochimaru to Sasuke, she also took that Team 7 Sakura as her disciple. Medical ninjutsu being her specialty, Tsunade uses her summoning jutsu as more of a support rather than an offensive technique. Her mitotic regeneration is particularly outstanding. At the cost of her lifespan, even if she suffers a fatal wound, just by activating this, she can heal herself immediately. It's already beyond the realm of healing, isn't it? By using this jutsu, she can confidently say, "I won't die in battle." However, even though she's devoted to medical ninjutsu, her offensive power is also impressive. She protected the entire village during Pain's attack, and according to the Raikage, if it's plain strength, she would be stronger than him. But even so, unlike the other legendary Sannin, she lacks offensive ninjutsu and essentially relies on her monstrous strength in battle. While her tenacity has been proven as expected, she cannot execute many grand moves in battle. For that reason, she was unable to stand up to Madara in the 4th Great Ninja War. However, since she was originally a ninja recognized for her medical ninjutsu, we guess it's a given. 4th place, Namikaze Minato. In 4th place is the 4th Hokage Minato. Minato is Naruto's father and was also the person who sealed the 9 tails inside of Naruto. He was called Yellow Flash by the other villages because of his speed-focused fighting style and jutsus. Among his specialties were the Body Flicker Jutsu and the Flying Thunder God Jutsu. With the Body Flicker Jutsu, he can teleport and skillfully dodge enemy attacks. He also used the Flying Thunder God Jutsu to send the enemy's attacks farther away. Minato could also use the Rasengan that Naruto uses. Speaking of Minato's Rasengan, it reminds us of the fight with Obito. It was really cool when he used his signature Body Flicker Jutsu to grab the kunai by passing through Obito and then hitting Obito in the back with it, or when he used the Rasengan. After that, he sealed the 9 tails again with an advanced jutsu at the cost of his life. Since he almost single-handedly defended the Hidden Leaf village, he gets high Hokage points. He also fought alongside Naruto and played an active role in the 4th Great Ninja War. He can probably beat the lower rank Hokages just in terms of the chakra amount. 3rd place, Sarutobi Hiruzen. In 3rd place is the 3rd Hokage Hiruzen. It is said that he is able to use most of the ninjutsu passed down in the Hidden Leaf village. In that case, it would mean that he had acquired the jutsus that the 2nd and the 4th generation had used. And it was said that he could use more than 1,000 jutsus. In the first volume of Plus, he also displayed his Crystal Ball jutsu abilities. This is a tracking ninjutsu that used the Crystal Ball. Isn't it amazing? When Orochimaru resurrected the 1st and the 2nd Hokage with their worldly resurrection during the Konoha Crush, while Tobirama and Hashirama weren't fighting at full strength, he was able to take on all 3 of them, including Orochimaru. In fact, when Hiruzen was a Hokage, he was said to be the strongest fire shadow of all time. What? If he's the strongest, why is he in 3rd place? Or so you must have thought. In fact, the reason why Hiruzen is said to be the strongest is because the first Hokage Hashirama had so many anecdotes, and there is a strong theory about his anecdotes being so exaggerated that everyone in the village thought they were fairy tales. Besides, in terms of the chakra amount and recovery power, Hashirama is at such a monstrous level that even Hiruzen can't match it. Considering these factors, we'd say that 3rd place is appropriate. 2nd place, Senjuu Hashirama. In 2nd place is the first Hokage Senjuu Hashirama. In any case, his strength is unworldly, and he is even called the Shinobi God. We think he's really just barely beaten by the 1st rank Hokage. One thing that may have left a lasting impression on everyone is that he was a user of the wood style. The wood style is a ninjutsu unique to Hashirama, and he of course has mastered using it. It is especially effective against tailed beasts, and in fact, Hashirama has even captured several of them. Furthermore, due to his unique constitution, Hashirama is constantly activating his mitotic regeneration. In other words, no matter what kind of wound he has, he will automatically heal without it even making a mark. He's so strong that it makes us wonder if he's really human. But there's even more. The amount of chakra he possesses is also extremely high, so much so that he can even compete with Naruto in his 9 tails chakra mode. Furthermore, his ninjutsu can be used in attack, defense, and sealing as well, and in such a way that Madara comes to the conclusion that all his jutsu are in a different league. By the way, Madara is probably the best ninja to back up Hashirama's strength in concrete terms. In the 4th Great Ninja War, Madara was peerless when he took on the 5 Kages, but he was actually beaten up by Hashirama while he was still alive. When he attacked the Hidden Leaf with the 9 tails after Izuna's death, he fought to the death with all his might. But the Shinobi God won by himself. Never mind the Hokage ranking. If it's the all-time monster rankings, he's sure to be in 1st place. 1st place, Uzumaki Naruto. In first place is of course this person, Uzumaki Naruto. When we think back to the Naruto who was just all talk at first, we are impressed that he became the strongest Hokage of all time. Certainly, it's true that he is the main protagonist, and we as watchers watched him grow up slowly from a bottom-ranked ninja to becoming the Hokage. It's only natural that we have special feelings for Naruto. However, being called the strongest is not just for show. He mainly uses the Rasengan and Shadow Clone Jutsu, and while it's not a wide variety of jutsu, his strength lies in mastering the few techniques he has to limit his enemy's powers and defeating any strong enemy. It is Naruto's various forms that make this possible. First is the Sage Mode, which he acquired after training in the Sage Arts, under the influence of Jiraiya and his father Minato. In this mode, all of his abilities are enhanced by gathering natural energy for himself, and it also works to replenish his chakra during battle. There's also a Kurama mode after his reconciliation with the Nine Tails. This means that if he is short of chakra, his shadow clones or Kurama can store natural energy for him. Even at this point, he already has a huge amount of chakra. In addition to that, he also acquired the power of the Sage of Six Paths, and possesses the chakra of all tailed beasts. With that, he gains a masterful grasp of all universal things, including the bloodline limit. At first glance, people tend to think of Naruto's weakness being his tendency to run headlong into danger. But even when he was just starting out as a genin, he often used tricky tactics to outsmart his opponents. He has repeatedly defeated superior opponents, thanks in part to a surprisingly good head on his shoulders, being called a hero in the 4th Great Ninja War, and now that he is the 7th Hokage, there is no one who can compete with Naruto. That's the ranking of the strongest fire shadows of all time. The fact that the main protagonist, Naruto, is in first place is probably just as expected. We think that you can see that he is a shinobi worthy of his ranking. Naruto is the strongest as expected. And now, it's time for the extras. The character we are going to introduce in the extra chapter has enough ability to become a Hokage, and has even aimed to become one for a while. This person, Uchiha Sasuke, Uzumaki Naruto's former best friend turned eternal rival. In order to take revenge on his brother Uchiha Itachi, Sasuke was willing to seek strength by any means necessary, even joining the dark side. However, by the end of the story, that goal changes to one where he executes the 5 Kages and becomes the Hokage fire shadow he believes in. Naruto naturally tries to stop him from doing so, and the two end up dueling in the final valley. As a result, Sasuke admitted defeat. But it was a 50-50 fight until the end, so he was just one step away from being the Hokage. Having awakened his eyes to Sharingan in his Genin stage, he also went further to being able to use Mangekyo Sharingan and Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. At this point, he is already at the level of a Dojutsu master, but he also managed to awaken the Rinnegan and Rinne Sharingan in his left eye. In addition to that, he also uses the Fire-style Grand Fireball Jutsu and the Lightning-style Chidori, and even evolved Susanoo to its full form. When you look at it again, Naruto's victory over Sasuke is truly amazing. So it was Naruto who became the 7th generation after all. But since Sasuke was also strong enough to become the Hokage, we decided to make his extra chapter. But to think of executing the 5 Kages and starting a revolution, he certainly has a dark side too. So we think that it's good that it's Naruto after all. With that, we think everyone would agree with Naruto being in first place. But there are probably some Hokage rankings that you don't agree to, such as Hashirama should be higher on the list, or Kakashi shouldn't be the last on the list. We'd love to know your personal rankings, so leave us a message in the comments section. We'll be posting more videos like this one where you can learn more about Naruto, including character rankings, discussions, and riddles, so be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything.